Alright guys, bit of a different one today. We are actually in one of my cars. Now I have had this car, if you're unfamiliar with it, for a long time, since about 2018, and this car is my absolute baby. I've put a 5 litre in it. So originally it was a V6 manual, so it is a factory manual car. I'll show you the outside in a second, but it has a fully built Holden 5 litre, so big cam, 304, 171 rear wheel kilowatts. It's got flat top pistons, oversized flat top pistons. It's got 6 litre injectors out of a VZ clubby. What else has it got? It has a ProFlow fuel rail and LS1 rocker gear. It's got a lot of stuff. Not everything works in here though. The running gear is fantastic. Radio doesn't work, so this is my radio when we have the VN. It does work, it's just not plugged in. There's no air conditioning. The heater doesn't work properly. The radio, I've just had this cluster rebuilt, but the car itself has actually sort of, there's some things going on there. So the speedo and the tacho don't work, but that's okay, because we don't need that. So this car doesn't have a clutch fan either. It has a thermo fan. So it has thermo fans out of an AU Falcon, which is pretty cool because these cars never had them, and I think they perform fantastically. I mean, they're 5 years old. I think they were $20, and they have worked awesome. So if you're not familiar with them, I'll go over them later when I show you the engine bay, but there is 2 different fans, so they sort of turn on, both turn on when they're hot. Anyway, that's about it. The best thing about this car by a mile is the noise. Now normally I have the windows down for these videos, but not for this part. As you can hear, it sounds fantastic in this thing, and this car is one of those forever cars. I'm never ever going to sell this car ever. As you can see, these things don't work, but I'm so used to driving this. I'm really comfortable with it. I've only gotten a few speeding fines, but it's a fantastic car. It is so reliable, and I actually got the motor out of a VS Statesman, sorry, and back in maybe 2018, and I bought the running gear out of a VR Executive wagon. It was a shame that we wrecked a car for the running gear, but that's just what you used to do. But this car is really what started my whole social media journey. It's also got VT brakes, which is really fantastic, and it's just such a cool car. It gets a lot of looks because it's red. I don't know if you can see the bonnet, and I'll show you a little bit after, but I mean, look, I've already made videos about this car. One of the best performing videos I've ever done on this channel was about this car, called the best sounding car on the planet, and I stand by that. It sounds fantastic. It's not slow, this car. It's got standard 308 gears, but it's not fast. It'll definitely do a burnout if that's what you want to do with it, but that is not what I want to do with it, so I don't do that. But I just love enjoying this for what it is. It's very fun to drive, being a 80s car, manual and V8. It's not that much quicker than it was when it was a 6. I just had a stock stock Buick motor in it, and that motor was getting a bit tired, and you could probably also notice that my steering wheel's on the piss. This car has just it's just sat in the corner of the shed for a while, and it was such a nice day today, and there's a car meet on tonight and things, so I thought that I'd get this out. I thought I'd get it out. It's about time, really. have to be honest, it is cooking in here. Obviously I've got the windows up because I don't want to so you guys don't just hear wind noise, but it is absolutely cooking in here. But if you're not familiar, I'm sure you are if you're watching this video, but VNs, this is a Series 1 VN. It's one of the first, and these cars were the first of everything. First injected 5 litre, you know, other than the VL Walkinshaw, sort of the first mainstream car. They're the first V6, first new body shape. So there was a lot of firsts, and Holden were really banking on this car. And I absolutely adore these cars. I have adored them forever. They do age really differently, so a lot of VNs have not aged well, and a lot of people never cared for them. I have always cared for them. I've always liked these cars. There is something about this that I have a connection with, and I don't know what it is. I accept that it's probably not logical, but I just love them. I just really love them, and they drive great. And I know that my steering wheel's on the cock a little bit, but you know, it drives nicely, and it's been lowered to its, you know, within an inch of its life, this car. And again, I bought this when I was maybe 19, 20, something like that. Had it for a few years with the 6, but luckily for me, sort of as soon as I finished with the 5 litre conversion, that is when they started to become a bit more collectible. And it's a great combination, red, manual and V8. Yeah. Anyway, I've made enough VN videos. I'm probably not going to bang on about it too much. I'd love to show you the outside of this car because it's just gorgeous. Like I really, yeah, this car is again, it might not seem anything special to you guys, but to me it is everything. I have so many hours in this car, tens and tens of thousands of dollars, and I don't care. I don't care that I'll never see that money. I don't care that it's not a wise financial decision. It just doesn't matter because it's just a part of me, this car. And without this car, my social media journey it wouldn't be anywhere near what it is today. Just because this car has become rare and interesting and pretty desirable. So, you know, if you're in the world of VNs, I think it's a pretty desirable one. But anyway, I'll pull over and I'll show you guys the outside, and I'll show you the engine bay because the engine bay looks nuts. All right, so we have parked up now and there is no handbrake that works, but I wanted to show you guys the outside of this thing because it is gorgeous. I mean, look at that side profile, and I love the huge drop tank. Actually, I'll show you. Oh, I mean, just look how good that is. And I have been really lucky. You know, I've had this car for a long time, and I bought these when they were worth nothing. It's not perfect. You know, there are a few things that I want to change. This is the worst part, this panel gap just there, but I mean, look at it. It is gorgeous. And the next thing I'll show you is the engine bay, because I'm quite proud of that, if I'm honest. So I have spent a lot of time in here, and it might not look like anything special, but if you know your Commodores, there are definitely some rare bits here, you know, like this SV 5000 airbox, and you know, it does have a Gilmer belt. Here's those AU Falcon, you can't really see, sorry. Here are those AU Falcon thermos that I was talking about. They perform really well, never overheated in 6 years. And they look great. They look factory, and I do have the standard intake manifold on it as well. That's another piece of contention. A lot of people don't like them, and it does restrict the motor. There's no question about that, but they look fantastic, and that's why I've got it. So yeah, as you can see, ripped out the aircon. Just got a cheap eBay fuel pressure regulator, but yeah, I'm really happy with this engine bay, and it just, you know, it's a great looking motor. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. You know, just something, well, it's not really that different, is it? I've got lots of VNs and VSs on the channel, but it's my car. Most of the cars that I have on the channel are not mine, and I've made lots of videos about this car, but it's been a while, and I've really been gaining a lot of followers, especially on Instagram. We're up to 32,000 almost. as I record this, or 31.3, sorry. And I wanted to make more videos about this because it's quite interesting. It's a fantastic combo, the colour, manual and V8. So yeah, really love this car. And if you guys like these cars or you'd like your car on the channel, please follow along, subscribe, get in touch, and thank you for watching.